Okay, so we're going to winterize an Inmar 340 catalytic converter engine. We've got the muffler to drain, the block to drain, the heater to drain, the V-drive to drain, and then we'll fill the block and the heater with antifreeze and drain and recapture it. To get to the impeller, I have to remove that black piece at the very back there. Oh, there's new in there. So we've got 3 Phillips screws, and we'll take the impeller out as well. Okay, so we'll take that off, and I'll drain the muffler, then I'll drain the block. So to do the winterization, I've got my antifreeze, environmentally friendly plumbing antifreeze, engine storage spray to fog directly into the cylinders. I've got my pipe there to do the ballast pumps, basically suck up some antifreeze and then expel it back into the container so the impellers are in their proper position. And there's the screw. You can see it's a really long screw. So while that's draining, I'll take the plugs out. So I've loosened off the 4 spark plugs. It's a good time to check the condition of them. So I've loosened all 4 up. Now I'll take them out. So there are the 4 spark plugs out, and the 4 I took out on the other side. They all look very similar, kind of a chocolate light brown coating on the porcelain, and you can recheck the gap on them at that time. All 4 look pretty good. So now it's ready to be fogged. Although I will do that after I've drained the engine. So I'm going to drain my exhaust manifold. I rerouted my dripless drive shaft seal up to the front of the engine. So I put this on. I'll open that up and suck the water out of that. I like to keep the bottom of the boat clean, so I tend to drain everything into pans. Then I'll disconnect my water strainer and suck any water out of that. And then I'll come over here, disconnect the other side of the V-drive, suck water out of the hose and out of the V-drive unit. Put the vacuum on the fitting and open the fitting, just like that. So you can see strainer is disconnected and drained, and so is the V-drive outlet going to the impeller. I suck the water out, and then I actually reverse the hoses on the wet dry on the shop vac to blow, and I actually blow through the intake, and when I blow that, no water even comes out the exhaust there, so there's nothing left in there. So now I'm going to drain my block. There's my knock sensor on this side, and I have one on the other side, and we'll drain the block. So this is the left side container that I use to catch the water, and you can see all the stuff that comes out. It was just trickling out when I first got it out, so I took a Allen wrench and just stuck that end up and went around, and all the rust came out of the motor. So you want to make sure that it's draining out, and we'll see how much water came out of that side of the. Okay, so now I disconnect my top of my J tube hose that goes down to the water pump, and I'm going to disconnect and I suck the water out of there. I undo it there because that's where I'm going to fill the block with plumbing antifreeze. Down there, if we can tighten in there, let's see, where is it? There it is. That clamp, it's not going to focus for me. That clamp right there is a heating hose, and there's another one underneath here, right there. Where are we? Right there. Right there. So it's undone. Oh shit. So those hoses are drained and blown. So I'll reconnect them so that some of the plumbing antifreeze will also work its way through there. Okay, now we're going to fill the J block up, the J tube, with plumbing antifreeze. So I've got some there and another one out there. Okay, this is for all you impeller fans. I am going to see how long it takes me to get that impeller out. And the last thing that I'm going to do now is fog the cylinders, spray each cylinder, close the doors up, bump the motor over, and clean the oil off the doors.